Ah, come in, come in. Grab yourself a seat. You are among friends. Tonight is the night, if you didn't know. People come from far and wide to listen, to hear stories of old and new. You are surrounded by, dare I say, some of the finest adventurers in Castile. We're even posed that some are here from the Empire, from the frozen north near Groxton. A mangled bunch of half-wits and degenerates if you asked any respectable man or woman, though. But that is not why you are here. Sit back, relax, grab yourself an ale. These are the tales from the Red Wyvern Inn. Welcome to the Chronicles of Ballidrous.
Hey!
We have a new group of adventurers. They are heading into the city of Castile. It is the turn of winter going into spring. So, as we start with anything, we'll start with the worst part. Let's do a weather roll. The city itself is coming out of its own slumber. The Festival of Stars is about to start up.
We had a 90 on the nose.
Looks like we are starting out just pleasant. Pleasant skies.
Shaking off that winter coat.
Okay, so 90 on the roll.
All those hidden daggers in the coat were flying.
It is snowing.
Ugh.
I mean, I'm putting my winter coat on. Not pulling it out of my bag. What
You
do we
see the large city gates? They stand open before you. There is a nice, lovely line, because everybody loves lines when they start something. And they're trying to go somewhere. Let's find out where people are in the line.
Rolling 20.
Yes. We'll do the roll of 20.
Oh.
High or low?
13.
Whatever you want.
I've got an 11, so... a little
13, 11,
20.
20,
8.
8,
Only 20 to the Hampshire.
4.
4.
high. Probably won't even
15.
help you.
Oh, we're all over the place.
Back.
Yeah.
Right where I like you.
Well, I would take.
Starting out with a 20. At least nobody got a 1 yet.
How do you fumble the line?
You're not in the line anymore. The guards are taking you off the side.
The line to the big green.
You're being arrested.
You're on your own.
So you got targeted.
So, in the line, you see plenty of merchants and farmers coming in to enjoy and take part in the Festival of Stars. Festival of Stars lasts a week long. Each day is commemorated by a certain deity, and certain events take place, such as a masquerade. They have special kid events when the peasants become kings. The weather, it's snowing, so everybody's covered up. The wagons are covered up. Everybody's trying to stay warm. And unfortunately, you see the side gate is not open. Only the main gate that lets in the larger foot traffic. The quicker access is closed right now. So we will start at the front of the line, which is Wilt. Would you like to describe yourself?
Very rugged man, Cassian descent. Brown hair, it's kind of shaggy down towards his shoulders, just touching. Beard has grown in. He looks like he's been surviving more along the woods than in any kind of town. Has very shallow eyes. In fact, looks like he hasn't slept or possibly cried every so often. Carries a lumberjack axe on his back. He's wearing put together leathers made from different skins of animals. Very, very basic format. He doesn't appear to really have much of anything on him. Appears that he's come upon hard times.
Okay. And split between you and the next gentleman, which is Ignatius. Scott, you got a couple of families running around, kids playing in the snow, throwing things at each other, parents getting angry at them, telling them to come back, and it's just a mess. So right now, I'll put you all in the center. You are on this pathway going into the old city part, moving in. This is the gate, the southern gate. So you have some structures that are closed up right now in preparation. It's early morning as they are getting their days more set for this coming weekend, which starts tomorrow. This side right here is the merchant quarter, and this side over here, I believe, is the iron quarter. So you can get an idea. So the merchant's district is over here, that quarter, and the iron quarter is over here. You're moving into the old city, heading in for your own various reasons. So you stand there. Would you like to describe yourself, Ignatius?
Covered up in what looks to be old, tattered clothing. Mostly trying to hide his face from anyone noticing him. Keeps his head down. Kind of tries to stay closer to the groups of people so nobody can just pinpoint him out. Not really tall, but kind of like keeps himself hunkered down like he's just trying to hide.
Okay. Next up would be Chad, Castor, and Lucy. So, Castor?
Okay. Castor is a tall, heavily armored male human. The most descriptive thing about him is on the front of his armor. He basically has small pouches and what looks to be a large satchel on his left hip. He also wears an armband of a caduceus that signifies, for those in the know, that he knows something about medicine. Otherwise, he appears to be a man-at-arms and able to handle himself.
Okay.
You see looks to be human, very short though, about 4.5 feet tall. Taking a closer look, you can see it's got half elf ears. Wearing bright blue robes. Kind of dingy. Been traveling. Same thing, has a wizard's hat, but it's kind of crummy right now. Carries a big staff. Looks like a tree branch, but it has a light on top of it, even though it's daytime. And he's yelling something about Dippy. He's looking for Dippy.
Okay. And then you also see on his shoulder fly down a rather large, what looks to be probably a raven, dark feathered bird, and starts picking at his hair by his ear. All right, next up would be Sput. So, Mark?
Alright, you see a really big guy. He towers over the average people. Even the taller fellows in the line have to look up to him. He's got kind of scraggly, greasy brown hair. He's wearing chainmail. He's got a shield on his back. And he kind of is using a big maul as a walking staff, right? He's clean shaven. He's not conventionally attractive. And he carries himself with an air of disconcern. Like there's people around him, but he's not concerned that they're there. He's not intimidated by it.
Okay. And then up in the rear. Not literally, just, at the back of the line.
See, human, average height, 5'10", not very big. But all you can really see is he's wearing like a cloak, so it's a dark blue cloak. It's up over his head. He's mumbling, bitching and complaining, and trying to avoid the puddles of melted snow that people have been standing in. So he's got 2 long swords hanging off his side, but he's definitely not in the best of places mentally right now. That's really all I can tell. He's looks fairly clean for the most part. Robe looks pretty good. Cloak looks nice and well taken care of. But you don't see any hair sticking out from underneath it. No facial hair. Nothing.
Okay. All right. So continuing the description of the area. The gates are open. There are 2 large gate portals. Looks like they're meant for keeping people out if there were ever a siege. The guards look like they're all dressed in their light blues with yellow marks on them that establish them as city guard. There seems to be more present than typical that those that have been here before. You see that as you said, this area is probably very much trampled, so the ground is a little bit mushy in the spots from the continuous traffic versus where there will be the little baby drifts up against the buildings. The buildings themselves are like wattle and daub, like the old school. And I'll give you a picture similar to that, where the base of the buildings are stone because it's very prevalent around here from the mountains, and the upper structures are all wood and the wattle daub kind of arrangement, old school, and very pleasant when not looking dilapidated. Where most of this area on the merchant side is in somewhat disrepair versus the Iron Quarter is the lower end, the lower districts. So it's not so pretty. The people in front of you, they look to be, like I said, a range of farmers, merchants, families, people coming into the main part of the city. Behind you, where the forest breaks and the city begins, there are plenty of encampments out there of people and entertainers that have set up shop. There will be fairgrounds set up along the southern areas and the northern areas of Castile. Pull it out a little bit.
So right now this is like the Ren Fest is going on.
Right, this is a giant Ren Fest. Fairs, just like with the old days back in England, especially France and Spain area, fairs were meant for farmers and the merchants to come together to sell their wares. So this is when they made a lot of their money. It was the way people survived. Questions?
You said there was a masquerade day?
Yes.
When is this?
I believe it's on the 3rd day.
Is there anyone selling masks right now?
Out here? No. But what you do see, passing through the gate, you see a little boy come stomp. You see a little boy come stomping through, and he's got heavy cloaked up, and looks like it's a little bit too large for him as it drags behind, and it's covered in grime and wet from the melting snow as it falls, and he's got a fistful of papers in his hand. Up here, carrying another bunch of papers in his arm, clutched to him, trying to keep warm. And he's like, "Job for hire, looking for mercenaries, for hire, open up new guild."
I immediately step out of line.
You're all the way at the back. Okay.
I still step out of the side.
Okay. And that's what you see. You see this little grimy-looking kid. You're from Castile. He's probably one of the runners that gets hired coming out of the docks. That people use them to do all kinds of little stupid odd jobs that they don't want to do. They're fairly cheap. And you see him trying to harangue everybody along the way up front. You're just going to stand there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm watching him.
Is he running down the line right now?
Yep, so he is first passing Will. As he looks at a merchant guy with his small cart and mule, he looks him over, just passes and sees you. He's like, sir, looks like you need a job. And he's,
You are not wrong, son. I'm new to the city. How do I find this place?
congratulations, it's the Red Wyvern. It's on the, it's in the South Docks. It's across the bridge, to your left.
Cross the bridge, so I go straight to the bridge.
Yes! And he keeps going. So, and of course,
He's gotta make money, he's got no
Ignatius,
time for you.
you see, yeah, he's freezing. You can see he's barely keeping his teeth from chattering out of his mouth. Ignatius, you see the little exchange between the little man and...
I'll sort of step out and just put my hand out.
okay.
And when he passes
Thank
by,
you,
I'll
sir! Thank you, sir! Feed a poor kid. Okay. And he continues on down the line. And little kids start seeing him, and they look at him, but they look a little kind of like frightened of him. Like they don't know what to make of somebody who's actually doing like a job at his age, where they're simple farm kids. Next up would be Chad or should I say Castor and Lucy. You're standing right near each other, and he's coming up, and he looks at you, and he draws a beeline for you. Oh, here you go, sir. New guild. Go to the Red Wyvern.
I'll accept his flyer and give him a nod.
Thank you. And
hello.
hi.
Hi.
And then the bird nips at him a little bit, like snaps at him.
Bad bird. Yeah, I will have one of those. I need a job.
There
Lucy,
might
at
be.
your service.
Gives a
Okay.
big bow.
You sure about this? You might get killed.
Killed? Oh, this sounds like fun.
All right, fantastic. And he hands you a flyer.
I take my flyer, and then I go to just turn to get back in line. I'm like, oh, where was my spot? And I try to like sneak up one.
Okay, so you're stepping up behind him.
Oh, hello.
Well, hello.
It's good to see you again. I'm glad we finally met here.
And the bird caws at you.
Keep that fucking bird away from me.
We're going to work.
The bird, when you say that, it kind of tilts its head a little bit, looking right at you.
Well, you know
Like
what you said.
Birds
very
carry
unnerving.
disease.
Like a little
Well,
unnerving.
you didn't
Like,
catch it from me. I'm clean.
okay. Then as it makes its way down the line, it sees a very large man, and he's like, he kind of pulls himself up, and he's like, sir?
Give me one of those papers, little boy.
Yes, sir. Here you go. And he reaches up,
Thank you.
and
And
he
then I just
scoots on, and then like he almost trips over his cloak. It's like, whoa. And then keeps moving on down the line. And then finally he reaches this man standing out of line. And there's a little bit of few people behind you.
But I've noticed the people that grabbed the flyer so far.
Mm-hmm.
Turn to look behind me. And I look at him, and curiosity I grab his paper that he has in his hand.
Okay.
And I open up and read it.
It's very simple. It says Red Wyvern Inn, and it has a crudely drawn looking Red Wyvern type emblem on it, and it says New Guild. And that's it.
Alright. I'm going to keep my eye on the boy, but I'm going to step back in the line.
Okay.
It's one of those.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hold action. I do head back towards the gate. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. And that's what he pretty much does. He keeps going down the line. The line's still kind of growing a little bit as people keep scooting in, and that's when Wilt, you're at the gate, and state your business, state your name.
Trying to find someone, but also trying to find some work. I was handed this.
And they're giving you a good look over, and there's another guy who kind of like skirts around your side and looks you over. And do you have a cloak on, or cape, or heavy robes?
It would be a very weathered cloak.
Okay. The guy who skirts around is like, lift up your cloak.
Ooh.
And he kind of like, he's got a stick, just a rather thick, looks like it's old, oilish stick from a branch. Nothing like fully like a weapon of sorts, just but it still has a little bit of intimidation to it. And he kind of just like helps you raise it up a little bit to get a look on what's behind you. It's like,
Ashwood. Yeah, that'll do for a little while. Then it'll go bad on you.
Love your wood. Okay. Then you make your way in. Then they wave you through. Ignatius.
Wearing a dirty, ransacked coat.
Name and business.
Iggy. Job. Sir.
Same thing. The other older guy. He makes his way around you with his stick, looking you up and down. You got anything covering you too much? You got your hood up or down?
It's just like a big, almost like a giant blanket at this point.
He's like, hood down. Let me see your face. You ain't that pretty.
I'd rather not, sir.
I'd rather you would. Let me just say, we all rather you would. He kind of looks at other people, and then you see one of the guys, they're all leaning in and talking a little quietly amongst each other, but they're paying attention. And you do see that the guards are carrying themselves as if on alert. And you see one of the guys, he kind of like, his leg was pressed up, cocked up as he's leaning back on something, but you see he's dropped his leg down to like not be standing so awkwardly, and puts his hand on his hilt of his sword.
I'll pull it off and reveal I have bandages on my face, and they're muddy and look like they have blood on them.
Okay.
And I'll be like, good enough for you, sir?
He kind of looks you over, walks around the other side, just make sure. All right. You ain't got no disease, do you?
That's to be determined.
And he's like, Benny, it's okay. He says to the older guy, and he's like, and then let you go through. And then next up comes up the two of you.
Oh, hello.
State your names and business.
Lucy, you've been recruited by the White Wyvern. See?
Yeah, it's lovely. Let me see. Take off your hat.
Nothing in it. And I pull out the crow.
Caster. Here to the city for work.
And, you guys got anything covering up too much?
I'm just yanking my robe up.
You guys, like, impressive.
Thank you.
He doesn't get out much.
It's half human.
It's the better half.
See, you've been drinking a little too much early.
I don't drink.
That should be. All right, moving. The old man says, the older guy. Then, Mr. Spot. And then Ezric's falling behind.
I'll just walk up and show him the crumpled paper. Going to the Wyvern.
Okay. And the big guy gives you a look over, the older guy. Obviously, you're probably not hiding anything, so he just kind of gives you a nod.
I'll kind of tip my hand towards him and walk back out.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Ezra.
I know the routine, so.
Roll percentile.
35.
Okay. They don't seem to recognize too much of your. They still seem to talk to you as normal, versus like they don't recognize your nobility.
Alright, so I drop my hood as I'm approaching them. I definitely don't want them touching me.
Yeah.
And I pull my hood back. As we know, it's a shaved head. Then I open my cloak up and kind of pull it off my back so you can see everything. And I'm like, guys, it's heading to the end. I really don't stop. I just kind of slow and then just kind of.
Yep, they don't seem to bother you. They catch the fact that you look like you're awfully pristine. Your clothes are not anywhere close to the typical commoner. They know you probably have something that they may fear of getting in trouble for if they mess with you. And let you through. Okay. You are now in the city gates. Past the city gates into the old city. And up here in the north is the Red Wyvern Inn. Alright. As you walk through the streets, you'll see that the corridor, the road that you take, you pass another guard shack, and you see in front of you the river. And to your right, you see what is the old castle. And at that moment, just because, you hear the large bell tower ring. Gives you the time of, it is 10 bells right now. 10 bells in the morning. And you see the large bridge that arcs up and over to go to the other side. As you go across, you'll see that through the channel here, you see that there are small sets of docks with boats, ships. Out here, you'll see that there are anchored offshore larger caravels. Castile is known for its shipbuilding. That's the biggest thing that they have technology-wise is their biggest standout. You see when you look to your right, you can see these are the older walls to the city. All the bigger ones out here are the newer walls. And there is a small bridge that extends on the other side in the outer corridors, outer districts. When you head up, you'll see what appears to be a now refurbished inn with the same sort of emblem that you saw on the nice little paper. What would you like to do? See it? And I imagine as you gather yourselves and you're standing at the front of it, you're still trying to decide this is really where you were supposed to be going or not. The two of you come up behind a very heavily cloaked
Scott shirt.
So
It's wrinkled in the right place.
Oh yeah.
all right, hot mama. So you two were standing out front. You have a well-dressed soldier and a shorter than normal looking human that looks very outlandish in colors. With a big hat.
I open up my paper
Big
and look
stack.
at it. This looks like the place.
And they're walking up right behind you. And Sput, that's what you see in front of you, as well as you behind.
I skirt around him and just go.
Okay.
Oh, he beat us. Hope he doesn't get the job.
I hit him too.
You're all here for a job?
Yes.
This is gonna be rough. Probably only one.
Is this where you're supposed to be, friend? I see much sadness in your eyes.
Well, I'm also looking for a friend from my past. But right now, if I have no place to stay, it would be very rough. So, I will hopefully get the job. I'll step inside.
Red Wyvern Inn. Here's the floor plan for the first floor. As you walk in through the front door here, you can see that there are a few other people sitting around tables. So you are not the only ones who have answered the call. Biggest striking thing that you see walking the floor is this gentleman. He seems to be in charge. You see that there's an older gentleman running around yelling at people and slurring cursed words at them. Not very friendly. As he goes stomping into the back. The gentleman walks up to you, this one. He's got a toothpick in mouth and his name's Cranberry. Take a seat. You hear about the job?
Yes.
Building the guild.
Yes.
But I've got a bunch of green ones here. Sit down. Fill you all in.
Is there any table next to the fire pit that's open?
No.
Of course
No.
not. Are there hooks
We'll
on the
say
fireplace?
this one is open. This is this one, and then as you get closer to the door, these four are open.
What about that back room?
It's closed off.
Are there any hooks by the fireplace?
Hooks?
Yeah, that can hang my
Mhm.
clothes on.
Sure.
I'm going to go see if there's an open hook. I can let my clothes dry.
If there's not, you'll make an open hook. Get the shit out of here.
So, the inside, as I was saying, most of the tables look like they are new. A lot of the wood has been replaced. The stairs looks like it's been repaired. The bar actually looks like it's probably from the previous owner. It's not new. There are new cakes placed up on top, tapped out. As you can see that the large gentleman appears to have been serving people. Name's Cranberry, as he has said. Have a seat, and you walk over. You see that the people who have answered the call look like a bunch of youngins. A bunch of farm boys to couple street urchinish city boys, but mostly just younger guys. Doesn't seem like they carry much to their name, let alone most of them aren't even really carrying weapons or even mailed up. They don't have armor. Those that are here would be looked on as more wealthy than anybody else. So, what would you like to do? Sit down? Sit down and see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The bird goes flying off and then kind of disappears around people, around one of the corners. Now, you don't even see him or hear him.
Nah, pretend I don't know him.
Okay. You all sit down at one table, staring at each other, and a bunch of unfamiliar faces.
I've seen you in the line, little man.
Hi, I'm Lucy.
You seem to be. What is your food?
My food?
The
I
one,
haven't gotten any yet.
the one that flew away.
That's not food.
That's filth.
What is your filthy food?
He's not with me.
Him?
No, it's food.
So it is food. The little one is a liar.
He likes to eat filthy food. He won't let much on.
When you're stuck in the woods and that's all you have, you'll eat whatever you want.
See, he's decided, but it is food.
The bird is not food.
Barmaids?
Nope. No barmaids. You see him, he comes back your guys' way. And he's standing over. What can I get you?
Get him
This
some
won't be-
food.
We don't have any food yet.
Oh no.
Look in
We
the
just
rafters,
opened
it's
up.
up there.
Okay.
There's some raptor chicken.
Yes, it,
Raptor
Black.
chicken?
Raven. You'll see it fly around.
Somebody's got a bird in here?
They did.
I don't know who brought one of those in here.
Cranberry, what's his job?
Job? Well, seems like you guys are going to have to do, because as he looks over at the two other tables that are occupied over by the hearth and the corner, and then there's only a couple people here that he's not really even addressing. He's like, we're the Red Wyvern Inn, the New Adventurers Guild in Castile. And we're trying to get jobs, trying to build this up. Kind of think of it as a new venture. So, first jobs come through here. We've got one of the local nobles, merchant. He's got a little festival for his granddaughter tomorrow. She's having her Ketsoon.
He wants us to kill all of the people there.
No, you're protecting. You're going to want to go to the estate. Or actually, no. You're going to want to go talk to Jax at the Eyrie. Dansede Chez Noen.
I'm sorry?
The Dansede Chez Noen. It's the large Eyrie
Gesundheit.
up in the mountains. The elves made it.
Oh.
Pays 1 gold. It's a very lucrative job. So it's very important that you do what's needed.
Protect the granddaughter.
Well, yes. Talk to Jax, he'll explain more.
Okay.
Alright, what are we waiting for?
This is new team.
He'll be expecting you.
Our liquor.
Said we'll be sending somebody out there today. It's a good thing you came.
Okay.
I'd like a drink.
Alright.
We're
Well,
on the job.
you got a choice.
Can't drink on the job.
Ale or ale.
No liquor of sorts.
No, just open. We don't even have food. And yeah, I ain't trying to convince Vic.
We'll do 4 ales.
For you?
For the table.
Okay.
There's Thros.
And he looks at everybody else. Nobody say anything? Or
There's no money. You have water?
no.
I'll purchase an ale. as
You
well.
can maybe get some outside or something. I don't know.
You have mug?
Yeah,
Please, what do you mug?
that'll cost you a copper. Because I can't imagine you bring me back my mug.
What does nothing coffee?
You can take it out of his gold when we're done with the job.
Interesting.
I slide a silver piece on the table.
Okay.
Tell him, bring him the book.
All right. Anybody else?
Yes, ale, please.
When the mug comes, I take it outside, I put snow in it, and I walk over the fire.
Okay.
That's a wood mug.
I'm not sticking it in there. I don't want to burn my hands.
Okay. All right.
Just warming it up for now.
All right. So he comes back
You'll never get it. heated up
after
in
going
time.
behind the bar, fills up
That wood'll
some
break first.
lovely new mugs. Yeah.
I'm curious, how much was that?
How much was the ale? Just 3 iron.
Iron, copper, silver.
And you can break down your money so you're not thinking you're carrying all just gold pieces. So obviously, if you were just carrying all gold pieces, I'd have you rolled in the street.
Now my bag
Yeah.
is extra big because I got a lot of gold.
You hear somebody scream over on one of the tables. He's like, "Dude, did you just drink my beer?" He stands up. He's like, "No, man, I got mine right here." And he's all pissed off. He's like, sits back down.
Do I see a raven fly away from that drink?
Nope.
So, since we're a new team, who are you?
I am Sput.
I'm Ezeric.
I'm Caster.
I'm Will.
Lucy, at your service.
Call me Iggy. Nice to meet all of you.
We'll come back with our ales.
Well, Iggy,
Yeah, he already
a
did that.
mask
Oh, I'm gonna slide
that you wear.
1 to Iggy,
Mhm.
1 to Will,
Bandages.
1 to Spot.
So we see the bandages, or it's
Okay.
not like a
Kid
No,
show.
it's like
covering part of his face.
Just
I
bandages.
appreciate the offer.
You know,
We're gonna adventure
you
together.
should let me look at your wounds from
True.
my vocation. Is,
Usually it was
mending of
done in the
battle.
woods and
This is
making men out of each other.
Everybody roll perception.
You finally a man?
20. Did you?
Yeah, natural one.
You got an at 22
19.
and a 19?
Yeah, 19.
Natural 19.
Unnatural. 19.
Everybody knows what's going on.
Apparently, except for you two.
And
Okay.
I got an 11.
Wow. Okay, so one table, you hear the clank clank as a mug goes spilling out, and everybody dances up and gets up out of their seats and backing away. And that's when you see that, but your angle from here, this happens here, but your angle here, your eye line gets drawn here, I guess, with the glint of the fire coming off of one of the mugs. You see the mug kind of tilt in the midair off the table like this and starts like just pouring out, but yet you don't see anything disappearing. Or you don't see any of it spilling out. As the other guys are sitting there staring at what's going on over at this table with the people dealing with the spill.
That's kind of how I got that.
I thought they said they only have ale. That looks like beer.
Yeah, it's all.
I can't see anything coming out of it.
I keep the attention drawn to the other table. I'm like, what's going on over there?
And that's when you see a coin that was on the table disappear.
I don't like this.
Is the drink still disappearing?
No, it's now set back up.
But the
Still
coin's going.
floating?
Huh?
Still
No.
floating in the... Oh,
No, it wasn't
It was-
floating in the air. It was
like
sitting
this.
on... Yeah,
It was like this.
there's your example. Like that, right. And then it stopped and went back. But nothing ever spilled out.
Do we have an idea on why this stuff is happening?
Somebody would.
Yeah. No.
I'm gonna walk over to that table.
Okay.
Just kind of just stand there and just kind of...
So everybody's now looking up at you at the table.
Yeah, my mind is just boggled. So I
And you
don't...
see one of the guys, he's like, "Hey, friend.
Just,
Wow. Can I help you, Mr. Knightley, sir?"
yeah, I look at the
He
table.
looks like he's a farm boyish with a couple of his friends.
Just kind of look around, and then I walk off and grab my cloak. Like almost like I just pause for a second to their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I grab my cloak from the fire and then head back to my table.
Okay.
No one else noticed that coin disappear?
No, I just thought it was awkward. You walked over to their table and didn't say anything to them, and you said hello.
Well, there's a beer drinking itself, and there was a coin that was, but is not anymore. Strange things are afoot. Is Baltimore here?
I think this place is haunted.
Betches, what is your name?
Iggy.
Does my divine sense pick up anything?
Are you sitting there focusing?
Is it a focus thing?
Yes.
You have to do the child and savior.
Mm-hmm.
No, not that I would focus.
Or the clincher.
Sense something smell.
This is your Game Master here. Thank you for joining us at the Red Wyvern Inn. I hope you enjoyed your time. Check back for the next episode. Keep your sword up and your shield out.